Hi everyone, I'm Jordan, and I'm 14. Nice view, huh? Perfect for a selfie. I thought so too. But I had no idea how bad of an idea that was. Because my story is about how I became so obsessed with likes, I put my best friend in danger. So first, a little about me. Well, I'm average. Average height, average grades, just your typical guy. But I loved TikTok and desperately wanted to be an influencer. The stardom, the money. I would read all about how to make a successful TikTok video. You have to tell people something they don't know. But I knew my photos of my average food on a budget or a video of my average trip to the cinema just wouldn't cut it. And guess what? I know that because I tried. I got 3 comments, but they were from my mom, my sister, and my best friend to the end, Seb. So that doesn't really count, does it? But it all changed when Seb and I had one of our stupid I'm better than you competitions we did. The last one was who could get the most Cheetos in her mouth in 1 minute. Seb won. And the time before that was a race from the corner shop to the school. Seb won. This time, Seb was sure he would get more likes on TikTok. Now, if you think I'm average, then there's Seb. Most of the time, he agrees with whatever you say, and he's obsessed with rocks and rock climbing. He thinks that talking about his rock collection is interesting. It's not. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. An easy win for me. So Seb went off to do a video on the differences between igneous and sedimentary rock. I racked my brains to think of something that told people something they didn't know. And I got it. I was going to do a video about a new cafe that just opened up. I would taste the food like I see others do, and I would give my honest opinion. So we put our videos out, and guess who won? Turns out that rock information was helpful to some people's studies. But I read some of my comments, and they were really supportive, saying thanks for the info, they would check out the place, that I was a good presenter. It made me feel so good. One girl even said that I looked cute. So I told Seb that the likes should not be for one post, but after a week of posting. And Seb was up for it. He continued to give his lectures on rocks, and I thought hard about each video. I edited them for hours and used all the fancy filters. But that is until something totally amazing happened. I was taking selfies of a new graffiti wall when a car bumped into me. But don't worry, I was okay. I put up the pictures and suddenly I got loads of likes and comments. I wanted more. So I started to take selfies in more dangerous situations, like skateboarding or climbing. I was even glad when I got injured. And I would stay up all night editing them to make them perfect. And everyone loved them. But Seb said I was crazy to take selfies like that people have died. I assured him that I knew my limits, and I wasn't that stupid. One day at lunch, Seb said he wanted to tell me something. But I remembered having a great idea about a video and wanting to write it down. He stormed off, but I'm sure he was just gonna lecture me more. I think he was just jealous because my TikTok was blowing up and he hadn't seen many likes recently. Then I noticed that Seb had taken down his TikTok. He must have been jealous. To continue with my likes, I knew I had to get the ultimate selfie. So I decided to climb this. The infamous Harper's Edge, which is basically a rock cliff by the sea. And I would be doing it live. But there was one problem. I couldn't go rock climbing on my own. That would be crazy. And it's not like I can ask my mom to help. The perfect person I needed was Seb. At first, Seb wasn't having any of my apology. But when I told him I was going to climb Harper's Edge, he said I would be a statistic. That it wasn't worth injuring myself for likes that didn't really mean anything. I'd had enough. I told him I know when to stop. So if he wasn't going to help, I would do it on my own. Then Seb said he couldn't let me do it on my own. I pressed live stream, and it was going well despite Seb constantly moaning about the wind and the altitudes. I decided to take some selfies by the cliff edge. Well, Seb went mad at me. It was embarrassing as I was live. He pulled me away from the edge, so I pushed him off me, and then Seb fell. What have I done? Seb warned me of the danger. Seb was laying on a rock that was sticking out. I could see that he was in pain, that he was half unconscious, and there was blood from his leg. So I called an ambulance, but because of where he was, they had to call in an air ambulance. And the worst thing was that people took selfies when the air ambulance arrived, videoed Seb being put on a stretcher. I told Seb how sorry I was, that I had been stupid. But Seb said he would only believe me if I took down the live post, and I promised I would. He told me that his mother had become really ill. It had made him realize that all the time he had spent trying to get likes could have been used doing something more useful. And now, because he fell, he can't even take care of his mom. We decided from then on to never do any of our silly competitions again. And so, I went to delete my TikTok, but then I saw I had 10,000 new followers. Hundreds of comments and likes. People absolutely loved it. I'd even made a TikTok ones to watch list. So, what would you have done? Would you have deleted the post or not? What do you think I did? Delete. Hey, thanks so much for listening to my story. Have you ever taken any dangerous selfies? Do comment and let me know. It's called a selfie, but